What is up, guys? Today I was not expecting to be making such a video, or I guess stream this, but I felt like it's a great time to just talk about this because I really have never gotten in detail, and since today I have an episode of this, it's just better given that it's fresh in my memory. So today was supposed to be a very routine day. I wake up in the morning, go to work, and the only difference is that I am going through that little law of nature that all girls have to go through once a month. So that's all I'm gonna say. In my case, it's been severe for many, many years. Like what's supposed to be just regular, normal feelings can be accompanied by cramps so severe that it's like I have been stabbed. Like that's how bad the pain is, and at least I have learned the ways to sort of remedy it. But of course, I don't think there's really a way to cure this. But anyway, and my mom knows about it because, of course, I talk to her about it all the time. And she says that when she was younger, she would go through similar stuff. But I am pretty sure that it was not quite as severe as what happens to me. Well, anyways, so I go about my day at work as normal. And then an hour and a half into my shift, I'm telling myself I should really grab something else to eat to reinforce the little snack that I had earlier. In the mornings, it's really hard for me to have breakfast because something about eating immediately when I wake up, or let alone that early, is kind of bad for me. So it's like I like to give myself an hour of having been awake to start eating something to sort of let my body get, like into it and not really have it be a bomb to my stomach. I know this from experience. So, and then, so closer to 9 a.m., my shift started at around 6:30. Close to 9 a.m., I was already like knocked off my feet. I didn't pass out on the ground or anything, but it's just that I could physically not keep myself standing up. So I initially was asking my supervisor if I could just run to my locker really quick to get papaya enzymes. Those normally work well if I take it ahead of time. But I didn't because I thought this was going to be a normal day. Like, I wasn't in pain. There was nothing unusual about me, except 2 nights ago, how I woke up and I had like this highly unusual, like, sweating going on. It was like 30 degrees outside, which means that in my home it must have been like in the 50s. And I was actually sweating. So even though I had removed the jacket that I was sleeping with and I had a top that had like a spaghetti strap, I was sweating, okay? Drenched in sweat. And I'm normally not a person who sweats a lot. So maybe that was a sign that I was going to have something happen to me in the upcoming days, but how was I supposed to know? But anyways, while I was at work, I sat down and I got some ginger candy because my stomach was just out of it. And then after that is when all hell really broke loose. Like, I became incredibly weak. I had this feeling of I am internally hot, but I am sweating and my sweat feels cold. And my hands start trembling. a lot. It's like a really terrifying thing because I'm thinking, what if my hands never ever come back to normal? So I just sat there and chilled for about 7-ish minutes, and then I told my supervisor, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not getting better. In fact, I feel like I'm getting worse by the second, so I'm gonna try to make my way um out of here. And she was like, do you think you can go upstairs and punch out? And I'm like, I don't think I can make it. And then, of course, given the severity, she was like, all right, that means we need to have a shifty over here. And I was like, you do what you gotta do. I just gotta let you know that I cannot continue with my day in this condition. And I do not think that I'm going to recover in a reasonable amount of time. Like it could be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, three. So, so anyways, at the end of the day, I had to go. So we had, of course, the shifty take me home. And then my boyfriend led the way so that he could give our shifty a ride home back to the building, back to the store from my house. And all I have to say is that this has happened to me once every year for the past 3 or 4 years. I can't really recall if I had an episode like this back in 2013. I probably did, but the earliest memory that I have of that's clear, it's 2014, and it happens in the same way. It's like I get a funny feeling. I think that it may be low sugar. I eat something, but then I have to sit down because my legs just don't work. And then I'm just out of it and just gotta call it a day and go home and keep flipping and turning until I can determine which position, like whether laying down or sitting down or laying on my side or leaning against something, feels better. And sometimes there's no feeling better from this. So I would love to have this looked into, of course, every time it happens or the moment it happens. But you guys know the complexity of the healthcare business and all that. Like for me, going to the doctor is more stressful and just painful than if I just live through what I have. Like, this is happening today, and after I make it through today, I'll be fine for like 364 ish days, and then this will happen again. It didn't have to be that way, but I don't want to put myself in a tough situation. Although, if I have it looked into, maybe I don't have to deal with this. Maybe there's a solution to this to where I don't have to ever go back through this again. But I mean, like I said, it's really stressful when I try to consider going to have this checked out because there's always a hidden cost that I'm unaware of, and then it puts stress in my finances and in the other members in my household, and I don't want that. So anyways, I thought I might share that because I think it just helps me have a record of what happens to me as well. Like Facebook does this thing where it tells you what you were doing a year ago or 6 years ago, and 6 years ago I had forgotten of how I had nights when I couldn't sleep, and I thought that my sleep problems were a thing that had started 2 years ago. So apparently not. But had it not been for my consistent posting about it, I wouldn't have remembered that. So, anyways, I also look at this as this was my body just forcing me to just slow down and take it easy because while I was at work, I was trying to slow down because I realized that I move so fast that I'm overexerting myself, although I can take it. when I'm going through my days. I'm not supposed to be doing that, but I tend to forget because I think, well, I'm strong. Why not own everything as I see it? But sometimes the body is the one who truly governs, so it tells you, no, no, I'm going to knock you out so that you slow down and take it easy and rest. And I'm like, why do I need rest if I'm not really that tired? But yeah, you guys, I just came here, chilling. I got the help that I needed. What if I wasn't meant to be at work today? That's the way I look at it. Nothing was really happening out of the ordinary, but every time I have to forcibly leave in the middle of my shift, I think about what would I what would have my day been like if I would have stayed, you know? So anyways, I thought I might update you guys on that in case I'm out of it or in case I'm a little late posting anything. I should be relatively well by tomorrow, but right now I still have pain that comes and goes, especially when I'm standing up. Like I tried cooking myself and like cooking something for myself. And oh my gosh, it was difficult because I was thinking about how come I cannot cook while I'm laying down? There should be a thing. But anyways, yeah, that's all that I have to say. And someone is commenting, so let me see what you're saying. How do you always go live when I'm at a perfect relaxing time? And hey, don't feel bad. I'm on the couch watching you and recovering myself. I have been wobbling around all day. Oh yeah, you told me that you had a surgery coming up um this week, next week, this week. Yeah, I'm sorry. My mind is like out of it right now. But anyways, I guess that's fun. We shall recover together. Um, but anyways, yeah, tomorrow I will do a little something. I'm gonna try going somewhere to see if the little bit of health insurance that I have will do me any good to try this place out. It's been recommended to me, so I have faith that stuff will work out and turn out better. But anyways, and okay, your thing was on Tuesday. All right. Um, but yeah, it's just shocking because every time it happens, and it kind of catches me off guard. So, because like I said, I started perfectly routine day, perfectly normal. I was being me, myself, just working like always and fooling around with everybody. And then all of a sudden, it's like I started getting this chilly feeling and like I lost my strength and I found myself leaning on counters and walls and tables and I'm like, wait, what? So anyways, the hardest part was having to sleep through this and being hungry and then having the pain of cramps at the same time. Ugh. Well, feel better, stay off your feet, and let nature take its course. Yeah, this is nature's way of telling me that my genes suck and that I'm not fit enough to be alive without any pain. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I do intend on taking it easy, resting, not being on my feet. Fortunately, tomorrow I'm off. And it's funny how every time I have this episode of mine, I happen to have a day off in between. So I was telling myself yesterday, okay, it's the first day. So tomorrow is going to be the second day, and the second day of this female stuff is always the worst. So, and I'm one of those people who has it like irregular, just like my mom. She would tell me that hers was super irregular, but for me, it used to be that on the days leading up to the 15th, so between like the 14th, 15th, 16th of a month, I would get it. But as of lately, it's been coming like on the 25th, on the 28th, on the 2nd of the month, on the 12th day of the month, etc. So yeah, my body has been trying to tell me that something is majorly wrong, but I mean, like I said, I don't have a stress-free way to really look into that. And then the last time that I was able to look at myself for anything, have myself looked at for anything, was back in 2011. And they had found that I had an ovarian cyst, which is really nothing out of the ordinary from what I understand. But some of these can turn malignant, and sometimes when my days are over, I get this immense pain in that area, or on the days prior to my thing starting. So I'm pretty sure that something is happening to it. And I also feel like my symptoms represent more of this thing called endometriosis something. So I'm pretty sure that tomorrow, if I'm able to go about what I'm planning, I'm prepared to receive like the worst news. But anyways, I just thought I would let you guys know because it's a part of me. It's something that affects me, and it's happening today. So what better day than today to be saying all of this? And I am not doing a good job holding this, but anyway. Amazing, I'm not in much pain even though I had the tubes leading to my parts. Doesn't hurt much. I didn't even ice or anything. I know some people do birth control to burn. Yeah, one of my colleagues told me that she recommends that I do birth control. And I know that it's partly a major hormone imbalance because like I have the symptoms all over. But I always stayed away from any kind of pills or any kind of medication because I just don't do well with that type of thing. But I'm just gonna go tomorrow with the intent of being informed, and I will opt for more natural remedies. Like I will ask about those because those really work for me. But if there is something that is severe, I need to know what it is. I need to know exactly what's happening to my body so that I can pursue the proper remedy and treatment, because right now I've been playing it by ear. Like, I'm assuming based on what I know and what I feel what the issue is, but if I know exactly what it is, then I'll be able to make better choices. But, I'll always stay away from drugs, stay away from drinking, and keep working on not being stressed out. And also do better about resting because I have been losing sleep nights here and there. I don't know why, but anyways, or maybe my issues are what throws my body's natural sleep cycle off, and that's why I'm struggling. It's not really so much poor choices. It's just that, it's the way my body is. So anyways, I think I'm going to cut this short right here. I'm just done rambling about what happened to me and updating. So I will try to come back later tonight. But if I don't tomorrow, I'll definitely be posting something. But but I just wanted to get this out of my chest. I don't think I've ever done a video on this topic entirely. I have said, you know, like, yeah, I'm having sleep problems or some other stuff is happening, but not really going in depth as to my experiences with this and how many times I've had it and stuff like that. So I just wanted to share that this is what happened to me today and why I'm kind of like out of it. But anyways, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.